Supervisor Drug-Free Workplace Training. Welcome to this Supervisor Training session, inspired by the U.S. Department of Labor's Working Partners for an Alcohol and Drug-Free Workplace program. This presentation has been proudly produced by The Training Factor. Outline. We'll be covering many important points during this presentation. First, we'll discuss the objectives of this training and provide an overview of drug-free workplace policies. Then we'll examine supervisors' responsibilities with respect to such policies and identify common performance problems and potential crisis situations in the workplace. You'll learn how to recognize when employees might have a problem with alcohol or drugs, respond through interventions and/or referrals. We'll also discuss ways to protect confidentiality. Next, we'll talk about the concept of continued supervision, how to avoid enabling, and supervisor traps. Finally, we'll recap do's and don'ts for supervisors with respect to drug-free workplace programs. The Drug-Free Workplace Policy. The Drug-Free Workplace Policy answers the following questions. What is the purpose of the policy and program? Who is covered by the policy? When does the policy apply? What behavior is prohibited? How is each employee confidentiality protected? Who is responsible for enforcing the policy? And how is the policy communicated to employees? Supervisors' traps. When dealing with workplace alcohol or drug use, there are several traps that supervisors should avoid. Sympathy, where the employee tries to get you involved in his or her personal problems. Excuses, increasingly improbable explanations for everything that happens to the employee. Apology, where the employee is very sorry and promises to change. It won't happen again. Diversions, where the employee tries to get you to talk about other issues in life or in the workplace. Innocence, claims that the employee is not the cause of the problems you observe, but rather the victim. It isn't true. I didn't know. Everyone is against me. Anger, where the employee shows physically intimidating behavior or blames others. It's your fault. Pity, where the employee uses emotional blackmail to elicit your sympathy and guilt. You know what I'm going through. How can you do this to me now? Tears, where the employee falls apart and expresses remorse upon confrontation. A roadmap to a safer, drug-free workplace. To conclude, I hope this presentation has shed some light on the value of drug-free workplaces and the role that supervisors can play in achieving them. As you go about your supervisory duties, always remember the following as critical steps towards a safe, drug-free workplace environment. Identify and investigate crisis situations. Recognize workplace problems that may be related to alcohol and other drugs. Intervene in problem situations. Refer employees who have problems with alcohol and other drugs. Protect employee confidentiality. Continue to supervise employees who have been referred to assistance. Avoid enabling and common supervisor traps.